Have you ever asked yourself if you are waiting on God or is He waiting on you? Sonny the Poet here, and I know all too well no one really likes waiting. We want what we want, and we want it now. And as Christians, we're constantly reminded to wait on the Lord. That's easy to say, but actually, it can be quite difficult to do. Not only that, but waiting on God sometimes is painful, and the longer it takes, the worse it gets sometimes. You might cry and pray and wait, and then cry and pray and wait some more. But is God waiting on you? Have you ever thought about that? You see, God is a perfect gentleman, and He will never force you in any way. And if He is not moving in an area in your life, then maybe it's because He's giving you the opportunity to grow. You see, God's ways are far above our ways, and His thoughts are far above our thoughts. And maybe, just maybe, God is actually waiting on you. Think about these situations for a minute. Maybe circumstances can't change because God needs something to change in you. Are you asking God to change your heart, your vision, your perspective? Remember the scripture, Matthew 9:17, that talks about putting new wine into old bottles. You can't put new wine into the old. It'll never hold. Be willing to be changed yourself, and you may begin to see that breakthrough that you've been praying for. The second sign that might be that you don't hear from God. Maybe you're feeling frustrated, and maybe it's like your prayers are just bouncing off the sky. Now, I've learned that when I don't hear from God, it's usually because I haven't followed Him. The last thing that He told me to do. Remember, God does not honor disobedience. The third thing that you might be doing is you might be being dependent on something else besides God, something or someone else. When you rely solely on yourself or someone else for your solutions, you tend to forget to pray. Have you forgotten to ask God for help? Oftentimes, God will put you in a position where you have to really rely on Him, because when He brings the victory, He doesn't want you taking credit for it. The fourth thing that might be your peace comes and goes. Peace follows faith. When your peace leaves, then it's maybe because your faith is missing. If you're feeling confused and your thoughts are vacillating, maybe you've likely stepped out of faith and into fear. And one more thing that you can think about is, are you working too hard? Jesus says that His yoke is easy and His burden is light. Granted, hard work is a component of success, but when you try to do too much, when you try to make things happen on your own, you can go beyond doing what is required. Remember that the work God gives us or gives you comes packaged with grace. And if you feel like your efforts are really hard work and you're operating from your own strength, then chances are it's not coming from Him. Look, waiting is not always easy, but the sooner you can see God's sovereign hand at work in you and not just your circumstances, the greater the glory that you can give Him. Remember, He is always there, and we always have His word to help us. Be blessed, y'all. Love y'all. And please consider encouraging me as well. You can encourage me by leaving a comment, subscribing, liking. You know, everybody needs encouragement, and so do I. Peace. Love y'all.